This is Sheets, obviously, and I'm going to be going over MLB until Bobby gets here. I'm going to do a quick summary of what I'm doing as far as DraftKings goes. And it's going to be the second time I'm doing it because I actually started this, I thought 5 minutes ago, and I went through it. Then I realized I had not started the stream yet. So I cannot say that I'm ill prepared to talk about it because I really literally just did talk about it with myself for the last 5 minutes, thinking I was talking to you guys. Then when I saw that we weren't running, I said, okay, let's just actually start the thing. With respect to pitching, I do have my share of chalk in the form of Giolito, Nola, and Montas. But the one pitcher I have that I'm significantly, I believe, over the field on, and it's uncomfortable enough that, it makes me a little sick. But yeah, I agree, BPF, is Ian Anderson. So Ian Anderson is the pitcher that I am over the field on in a kind of a significant way, I believe. So that's going to be my one kind of differentiating point. Again, Giolito, Nola, Montas, very chalky, and they're, my next three pitchers. But Ian Anderson I have is my in my MME, actually my top owned, and I'm significantly over the field on it. So take that for what it is. And after that, I have sprinkles. I'm gonna have some Cortez sprinkles, some Kluber. I have a little sprinkles from a couple of guys. I was almost gonna take a little bit of a strong overweight position on Tyler McGill, but then I just decided not to. I guess that's the best I can see. Now I noticed that Mark had kind of a segment on a playlist on my YouTube. I don't know if he's deliberated that, if he's developed that, called, what was it, On the Mark or something. So I don't know if you've actually started populating that, but I'd like to also petition for an alternative name for that instead of On the Mark. I also like Mark My Words. I think that's pretty good too. Is Nestor not pretend? There's a lot of double negatives in there. So what do I see? Yeah, I got him about 15%. Yeah, it seems to make sense. I mean, he's probably right around there. But it's Giolito and Montas, I believe, are the two highest. I think that's reasonable. And with my stacks, I feel as though I'm a little too chalky, but maybe not. I only, yeah. So you're in with Cardinals in Houston. I'm not. I feel as though I should be a little more off the beaten path with teams like that, but I'm not. So here's what I have. I have exposure to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that's not true. I do have one lineup with Cardinals in it, but aside from that, I have 7 teams I'm playing. My highest owned stack, even without what's his name, Acuna, is actually Atlanta. So I'm 50% Atlanta on this day, and then I also have a 40% Cincinnati in Colorado. Bobby's warning about not playing these wind conditions. It just kind of fell on my deaf ears, I suppose, and just the price just kind of went in there. So Bobby joined in a second. Bobby, I'm just finishing up what I was doing. So in addition to Atlanta, Cincinnati, I'm playing Toronto, Yankees, Milwaukee, Dodgers, and Colorado. So pretty chalky with respect to my overweight position on Atlanta. But overall, I mean, just kind of the standard type plays that we talked about earlier as far as hitting. And the one thing I mentioned, Bobby, before is that in addition to the chalky pitchers, I actually ended up overweight just because I'm kind of a masochist on Ian Anderson. And that's pretty much what I'm doing tonight in baseball. Everything all right over with you?
Yeah, things are okay. I thought Atlanta was going to be more popular than I'm looking at right now. What do you have with Atlanta's ownership?
Well, like anything else, it depends who you play, right?
I'm not seeing anybody standing out particularly as high owned.
Yeah, I'm not either. I have them kind of like alongside of these others. I mean, I have The Dodgers is probably the top, and then I still have the Reds being really chalky.
Yeah, I think the Reds will end up having to be owned.
Yeah,
which is too cheap. But I don't
and
know.
then Yankees, Colorado, Atlanta, all kind of tied in there. That's what I have.
Yeah. I do think it's going to end up being like my stacks in order. I put them on my name on the thing. It's the Dodgers, Yankees. Then I like St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta.
Okay.
Feel pretty good about my St. Louis one, especially the mini stack. I don't know if you need to go full stack, but specifically Tyler O'Neill, Paul Goldschmidt, and Nolan Arenado against Madison Bumgarner is just kind of hard for me to ignore.
Hey, Mark, do you want to put the link in to the contest in this chat as well?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're doing a tournament tonight. For baseball, what's the buy-in? I entered it early.
$1.
It's a $1.
It's $1. In addition to winning the thing, you also get to do. We'll do the roundtable discussion with that person next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to add a little juice, and we got to start doing. I didn't forget about this, by the way, Rhodey. Once we start getting in with the T-shirts and all that stuff, definitely to start throwing those out as prizes also. But I remember that back from PXF. Those tournaments, those intra-site tournaments were a lot of fun. And I want to figure out some way to do something like if anybody beats us, there's something, you know what I mean? Like there's something just, kind of fun about it. But at least we get it started now. I think it has to fill for it to go off, right? I forget what has to happen. But everybody get in there.
No, it doesn't have to fill.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, good. Okay.
No.
But yeah, so everybody make sure you get in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I'm interested in I was hearing a lot of people talk about Atlanta today. I was trying to figure out exactly why. Obviously a big park downgrade for them. Bullpen games are not my favorite to stack on 13 game slates. I mean they're cheap. You've got the Demerit who's going to get some ownership because he's minimum. You've got I guess. I mean, I'm just looking, and again, these projections are probably going to be a little bit off, but it's the one team I don't have any players except for like Duvall from, and I'm just considering if I want to get some exposure. My general feeling is if they're going to be owned, I don't. If they're going to be 10% or below, I think it would probably worth taking some shots there, especially Ozuna at 3,200, Demerit. I guess, I mean, Olsen and Riley, I guess, but like, and Albies obviously, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I feel quite as strongly about it as everybody else does. You also got Contreras as the cheap catching option. I'm finding it just way too easy to spend money today. So the biggest thing I'm struggling with actually is knowing who I really want as my pitchers. Who are you looking at running out?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, so first of all, you'd be proud of me. In my big buy-in, I have a 4-2-1-1-1.
Oh, look at that!
How about that, huh?
Yeah, the day after I almost win it all with a 5-man stack, and you're going to go.
That's right. How about that? A 4-2-1-1. 4-2-1-1. That's right.
Right.
4-2-1-1. So here's as I mentioned with pitching, I'm playing I'm definitely playing the chalk guys. I mean, I'm playing Giolito, Montas, Nola, and got the fourth guy. But the guy I'm over on is God help me. I'm over on Ian Anderson. That's going to be my little flag. Not a big deal. And he's actually not going to be in my big one. But I just wanted to do something a little different. So he's the guy that just kind of showed up for me.
Yeah, I threw a little bit of McGill and Cortez in there.
Yeah, that was my next idea. Yeah.
I mostly am going more chalky in my bigger buy-ins. It's mostly Nola, Montas, Giolito. I am going to play some of the guy we talked about who's going to be. Is this right? Am I missing something?
Who?
Not in the pool anymore? I mean, I already know that Syndergaard's out.
Yeah, he's not starting.
No, I know Syndergaard's out, but what about my other guy, my Bundy?
He's in the pool. Just everybody projects him for like 4 fantasy points anyway.
Am I missing I must have. Yeah, I mean, I just think that like at zero ownership, I mean, he's pitched 5 innings in all of his starts. He's averaging 21 fantasy points per game. He's been consistent. There is upside. It's an easy match. It's not an easy matchup. It's a matchup with upside for strikeouts. Yep. A very tough matchup, which is why I'm stacking against him as well. But I don't know why we don't do that. I mean, and it's sort of similar to your Ian Anderson argument. I mean, and that one may be a better one. Ian Anderson.
I think Bundy's probably better than Anderson.
No. Ian Anderson's legit. Like when he's on, like he's a guy who I don't play the Dodgers against. I mean, he can be good. I just don't know where he's at right now. I think he's okay. I mean, I guess he's more volatile. Well, no, that's not true. More volatile would be Bundy in general, but we did see that one really bad start out of Anderson. I actually think both those guys are really good pivots off of some pretty concentrated chalk.
Yep.
I also think Aaron Savale, we need to like figure this one out because this guy was like worked his way up to like 9,500, 10K last year. And hasn't had that outing yet, but this matchup is so soft that even if he just gets enough pitches, I feel like against the A's, you could see him ending up with around 20 fantasy points at his price. If you want that's great. I think Tyler McGill though, and Cortez, along with Anderson and Bundy, make for the best pivots with maybe a little bit of the Savale in there. I almost thought about throwing in Rich Hill, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. You want to talk about some position sheets because I'm having a hard time getting away from the Dodgers, to be honest with you. Like even in my stacks, like every time, I mean, it's like I have to really consciously go out of my way not to play Trey Turner. And maybe I just shouldn't. I don't like that. There's no such. You should never really be locking players in baseball hitters if you're playing a number of lineups. If you're playing 3, then you shouldn't have the same hitter in all 3. In my opinion, it's just I think you should have the same hitters in 2 out of the 3, but not in all 3. Trey Turner is really hard to fade for me tonight. Wander Franco, Kyle Farmer.
Yeah. So I have. We're talking about positions. Let's talk about shortstop. I have Trey Turner as my highest owned, but I also have pretty much the same amount of Bo Bichette.
I like the Bo Bichette. I like that. There's a pivot I can definitely get behind is the Bo Bichette.
And then it's then chalk farm.
And it is after all Bo Bichette bobblehead night. So how does he not hit one in almost?
And then there's chalk, Kyle Farmer or whatever. But yeah, as far as upside and like people that could actually put up a lot of fantasy points, I think Turner and Bichette kind of dominate that position.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's do that. So what do you got? What do you think about third base? Because third base, that's where I'm pretty heavy on Austin Riley there.
I didn't play him any Austin Riley yet, but I'm not saying I won't. I'll take the fact that he looked good at the plate for the first time all season. Mike Moustakas is 2,100.
Ooh,
it's a pretty logical spend down. And obviously you're playing in Coors Field at 2,100, so it can't be that bad of a play no matter what. By the way, if you're going to get if I was playing 150, I would mix up the pitching quite a bit today, and I would include some Hunter Green, which you suggested earlier on. Okay. But I do like that idea actually. And again, other than a little Farmer here and there, other than a tiny bit of Tommy Pham, I'm only playing the lefties in that Colorado situation as much as I possibly can.
And second base, likewise, Albies is my top guy, and then Indian Torres. I mean, like these are from the 3 tough, 3.
Yeah, we were totally on different pages. I love it. I don't have any of those guys except for Torres.
Nice.
I've got Muncy, LeMahieu, and my favorite Brandon Lau.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
First base, and again, like as you might imagine, Matt Olson. Right?
Again, another guy I haven't played in the lineup yet, which is probably going to change because I do have my note is to get some Atlanta, and I think that's what I'm going to stick with. I think. And then
Guerrero. There it is.
You got it. So again, we're totally different. Again, I love it.
Nice.
I'm all Freeman, Votto, Goldschmidt. Love Goldschmidt. Look, if you want a sample size that actually you can take something for account, this is one of the larger sample sizes you'll see for a batter versus pitcher because they played in the same division for so long. You don't usually see guys with 70 plus plate appearances versus each other.
Right.
That's when it starts to actually feel like, okay, well, there's something to this here. I'm just going to pull up the exact numbers, but even when Bumgarner was good, I remember just knowing that Goldschmidt owned him. I got to double check what the BVP is exactly, but I will grab it real quick. I remember though it might have been like not as much power as I can't remember exactly what it was. I just know there's some serious BVP there. Yeah, so he's 71 at bats, 24 hits, so he's hitting 340, 15 strikeouts only, and again, this is including when he was good, with 10 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 5 doubles, 2 triples. These are pretty good numbers. And then Arenado has 3 home runs and 63 at bats. Not that exciting, but again, those were mostly when you used to have one of the best 2 pitchers or 3 pitchers in baseball was Bumgarner, and these stats are slightly skewed away from that. I really like these Cardinals tonight, and I really think this is something if you played any other time of the year, if like this was opening day, I think the Cardinals would have been like one of the top 2 stacks about projections, because people have seen a little bit out of Bumgarner to know, like as Sheets would say, that he's got tricks now.
Yeah.
But I really like these guys. I like the Tyler O'Neill. I like the Arenado. I like the Edman, and I just don't think anybody's playing these guys. So I think you could throw in a Dylan Carlson for a stack, or Yadi Molina. I think is totally fine as well. So I do like that quite a bit.
Catcher, I'm spread out all over the place. I mean, literally, my highest owned catcher is like 13%. So I really don't have much of a stand there. Contreras, Grandal. I mean, pretty much name it. I think I have like 47 catchers tonight. So.
Yeah. I am all over. Will Smith is really the top play, and I don't see anybody as being particularly close. So Will Smith, and as a pivot, I'm using Sean Murphy and a little bit of Salvador Perez.
Yep.
And Mike Zunino in my stacks. I like Zunino as the pay. Oh, and I did have a couple lineups with the Toronto catcher with Collins batting 5th. But I'm not. I have a Ashioka in stacks as well, but like I'm not spending down at catcher like at all today, which is just you just really don't need to. There's places all over the outfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
outfield, just all the guys from the teams that I've mentioned. Pham, like you mentioned, Ozuna, obviously, right? I mean, obviously for me, right? Because there's the theme, like these Braves. Right. And then aside from these, I do have a decent amount of even one-off exposure for either or both Judge or Stanton from the Yankees, and you could get them as a 2-man if you wanted to do that also.
Yeah.
I got these Milwaukee guys okay, Yelich and what's his name, and McCutchen, I suppose. Yeah, so my outfield, I'm just kind of no real big stands outside of my stacks, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't find myself any Milwaukee. I have I don't. Kyle Hendricks is just another guy. Just no reason to pick on him. He doesn't give up home runs. He doesn't allow hard contact. He has gotten wild, which he used to not be a guy who got wild ever. So he really was like the quadfecta. And people try to pick on him, and there's no real reason why. He doesn't really have like that many bad outings, unless it's like the wind blowing out 30 miles an hour. So I'm not very into Milwaukee myself. And I just want to point out, Tyler Alexander doesn't strike anybody out. So like you get a lefty who's not going to, I mean, the other lefties that we're talking about, even though we say Fried doesn't have a great strikeout, that's for an elite pitcher. He doesn't have a great strikeout, right? Tyler Alexander doesn't strike anybody out. It's really hard. It would take a really bad BABIP game from the Dodgers for them not to score runs. I just want to point out though, again, it is 65 degrees here in LA. This is not like ideal LA hitting weather. And in 2 months, this game, the Dodgers would have like a 6.5 run total. Yeah, Demerit is completely Demerit, even outside of your Brave stacks, is a good play. I do want to answer Adam's question, and Adam always was really great questions here. Anyone using Houston, he pointed out Brantley's out, but he said could I discuss a little of lineup construction, getting different with the Dodgers stuff, lefties using position eligibility, Muncy, Lux, Turner. This is exactly what I try to do, especially the Dodgers are a great team to do it because there's a lot of crossover positions. So we did just get a Dodgers starting lineup, by the way, and no, there is not a 2K because Gavin Lux hits lefties. There's no reason not to play Gavin Lux against lefties. They'll give him a break every now and then against lefty, but it's not like they're not going to just sit him ever against lefty. So no Hanser Alberto. Gavin Lux is in the lineup, who immediately will be basically unowned. Gavin Lux and Chris Taylor are going to be just completely unowned, I think. I think you want to use lefties if you're going to try and stack the Dodgers. Muncy is going to be very low owned comparatively. Freddie Freeman is going to be low owned compared to what he should be. Bellinger is going to be low owned, and Gavin Lux will be low owned. I will have at least 2 of those guys. My guess is in all my Dodger stacks that are 5-man, and at least 1 in all my 4-man stacks. So I don't need to worry as much about the ownership if I'm going to get those 3%ers in there, and hopefully those 3%ers partly do it.
God, I just noticed you balled out today. You're freaking Smotherman.
Yeah, did he make it?
Yeah.
So two is the cut?
I think he was -4 today, I think.
He was -5 today.
Dude, I think
he's 2 under for the tournament. I don't know if he's going to make it, though. But it doesn't matter because my other guy, Svensson, just went backwards all day. So
For me it was Scott Stallings. He was my
Oh, I know, and he was in my secondary one sheets. I only played 2 lineups.
Yeah, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, I mean, if he'd gotten there, I would have been in just insane shape. But you know what? He didn't, and I'm not. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Some real high level.
See, this is the stuff you pay for premium membership. You know, it's like
it would have been great if he did, but he didn't.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, as usual this weekend, I'm gonna pound out as much stuff in there as possible. I can't promise like 75 different slates in baseball. I could cover like early, very early, afternoon, mid-afternoon, siesta time slate, whatever. But I'll do my best. All the sports, I'll get you guys plenty of degeneracy to work with. I'm gonna have to run. So Bob, you take it from here.
I don't think it'll let me take it unless you just silence. But I'm gonna probably be out of here very shortly anyway.
I'm just gonna silence myself, and then I'll. And I don't know exactly how that helps us.
Okay, yeah, and then when I'm done, I'll cut it off. Just make sure to cut it off.
You could stop it, you think, or
I don't know. But I don't think
we'll see what happens. All right.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
All right. Good luck, everybody. All right, I'll keep going. Stallings, kill the best lineup. Thanks, Bobby. Much appreciated. No problem, man. So Pena moved up in the order does make Pena a good shortstop option, and Sheets did not clever his screen, so hopefully nothing too crazy goes on over at the Sheets household tonight. Let me know thoughts with NYY Storms coming at 8. I'm gonna, look, I'm probably gonna listen to Roth talk about his weather thing before I make my final decision on that one. But it is something, as of right now, I do have some concerns about it. But I would like to see I would like to hear the most updated thing from Roth in 8 minutes, and I'm going to probably be out of here. So I hate to do that, but I will be in Discord, and I will pop in what my thoughts are if anybody asks me or tags me on any of that stuff. Can he get Sheets to wash his car? Can Evan get Sheets to wash his car? Here, I'll try for you. Hey, Stace, can Evan wash my? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding around. That's just an imitation of Sheets on the show. Any love for Brandon Crawford? Yeah, so that would be another weird another weird stack that I was looking at. Even was the Giants. I just feel like not on this slate, but I think Brandon Crawford is a fine one-off. I don't have any problem with that. No real interest in Tyler Anderson. He's fine. He's completely fine, Tyler Anderson. But I don't think that we need to do that. I just think that I just so much prefer the guys just above him. But he's fine. I think he probably puts up like 16 fantasy points or something. Oh no, here we go. That means we got Linda who gets banned. I don't understand what this Met thing is. It's hilarious to me. I have no idea where this ever got started. I've never done anything like that in my life. And it just is, it's just funny. Let's see. Is that my buddy Nick in there? What's up, my man, Nick? Sorry, but we don't have any more. By the way, I almost took down all the basketball stuff last night. I actually did really well. I think I quadrupled my money overall and maybe even a little better, actually. It's a really good basketball slate in addition to a good NBA slate, but I don't really have a whole lot of showdown thoughts. I'll DM anything if you have any questions on there. I'm not playing it, to be honest with you. I don't really like showdown until I have to play it for basketball, but I'll do it if it means something to you guys. I'll answer I'll give my thoughts as best I can. All right, let's see what else we got here. And I'm just gonna have to finish building my lineups at one of these points pretty soon. Contreras and Demerit are kind of crazy those prices, huh? Demerit, I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. So where's Pena now batting? I need an updated Houston lineup while I'm on air here. If anybody can drop it into chat, I'd appreciate that because I do think Pena, if he's at the top of the order, is definitely someone I would consider for Houston. Let's see. Because I'm trying to find some pivots to not play 100% Justin Turner. Trey Turner. I do love Trey Turner. I just don't want to play 100% of anybody. Yeah, Jeremy Pena batting second. Ooh, a little enticing there. So I am going to have a little Jeremy Pena action, and to go with my mini Braves stack win in St. Louis. Ooh, I like this lineup. There's your winner right there. I think I just built the winner. Good luck to everybody else, but I just built the winner. No, I'm just kidding. But that is how it feels. Isn't that great when you have that perfect lineup feeling, and then it all feels great until the game start. All right. Any other questions or thoughts before I get out of here? I have to go in about 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and I'm happy to talk about anything else. Well, you guys might have anything to bring up. So LMK, I'm sitting here waiting for you. All right. Second, yeah, we got that. Yeah, now get paying McCormick 1-2. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think it's like I don't try and target stacks against Kikuchi. He will give up some righty power. So Bregman, I would go more like Bregman, McCormick, at the most Bregman, McCormick, and Pena. I don't think I want to go any more than that. I really like the St. Louis, though. I'm not saying this is like some sort of lock, but like you're getting these guys at no ownership in a spot where I feel like they could be like 3 times as owned, and it wouldn't have surprised me. It really wouldn't. I like the over in that game, too, for what it's worth. All right, thanks. Best 3-man to stack the Dodgers with. Well, obviously, that depends then on which Dodgers you're stacking and all that. I gave you my thoughts on how I would stack them. You can do the Cincinnati 3-man if you want to. That's the chalkiest one. You could do the Braves 3-man, like a Demerit, Contreras, Ozuna kind of a thing. Maybe you put in Albies at second and then play the Dodger outfielders. That would work well. I really like the Dodgers and Yankees combo stacks. I'm a little concerned about the Yankee weather. So I'm probably going to get out of here to try and do the best I can. And when it gets really tough with weather, and that's a game I really like, I do want to like give you guys the best. We're giving you the best information we can. At the same time, we don't have a weatherman like most sites. But sometimes the best thing is to listen to Roth. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Yeah, Savali. Yeah, see, to give Savali just a little shot. I don't love it, and it's just not like I'm like obsessed with this, but it could be a point where we go, oh my God, Savali is like putting up a 25 fantasy point game, and Bobby talked about him. Why didn't we end up doing it? So I'm going to try and squeeze him into 1 or 2. Health protocols. Beware of that game, by the way, guys. Remember, we had guys come out like the 2nd or 3rd inning for the last couple of years at times because of the exposure to COVID. So when one guy gets it, all of a sudden it means the rest of the team might be in trouble. Hey, what's up, my man? WW Fresh. I think Cortez is a really good like, you know what you could do to just be totally different on this slate? Play the chalk you want. It doesn't even really matter that much because it's a big enough slate where you probably don't need to worry about that much chalk. But play the chalk you want. Play Cortez and play McGill together. Nobody's playing those 2 guys together. Play the New York pitchers together. Give it a shot. That's what I would take some shots on. I do not have any hawk. I'm not paying $8K plus for the relief spot second starter thing. I'll play like $6K or a small slate. I pay $8K, but not a big one. Hey, I really appreciate that, Adam. Really nice words to hear from you, Adam A. Really appreciate everybody being so positive. If you're not in the Discord, you're making a mistake. We're having a lot of fun. We've got Screenshot Life back again. We've got people winning on basketball, on baseball, and all the other weird sports that I don't even play that Cheats covers, the tennis, and hopefully we get some PGA results by the end of the week. Anyway, we really appreciate you guys. And again, whoever wins that tournament tonight, good luck. Let's do it. Kikuchi I'm not playing him, but I have no issue with it. He would fit into a similar category as the Savale, but again, tougher matchup. That's the only reason I'm not quite as high. All right, guys. Good luck to everybody. For Sheets, for True DFS, I'm Bobby saying, let's make some money.